Swerte ko po maging parte ng Arellano University. Nakaka-proud po yung ganitong klaseng support na natatanggap namin galing sa kanila. Yung kahit na sino pong katabat namin, andyan sila sumusuporta. Yung kahit na manalo man po kami o matalo, alam namin na nandyan pa rin po sila, patuloy na naniniwala. Nakaka-proud po na alam namin kasama namin sila sa lahat ng haharapin naming laban. Bilang isang manlalaro po dito sa Arellano University, wala na po kami sigurong mas higit na hihilingin pa kundi sa suporta na binibigay nila.
Proud ako na naging Arellano. Kasi tuwing naglalaro ako sa X, lahat ng laro ng sa school, dala-dala ko kasi yung Arellano. At saka sobrang bait kasi ng mga community sa Arellano eh. Kasi pag may kailangan ako, siyempre wala akong lalapitan na iba, lalapit ako sa kanila. Saka mabibigay nila naman agad yung kailangan. PNC naman sa laro. Kasi sobrang proud ako sa Arellano kasi daming mga estudyante na nanonood sa'yo eh. Nung mga lahat ng branch pinapapunta nila. Saka sobrang supportive nila.
Nagpapasalamat ako sa Arellano community, sa mga players, student na nandiyan sila sumusuporta sa amin every game.
Dito ko lang na-experience na pag season namin, unity yung school.
Dito sa Arellano University, dito nila kami hinubog ng mabuti para pagdating na panahon magagamit din namin sa future.
I'm proud of Arellano University because of its people. I admire its people. The students, the faculty, the staff, and the administrators. In Arellano University, we treat each other as family. We're like a big household that has its people doing different things, but working towards one goal. I've been in Arellano University for 13 years, and I call this my home. I'm proud to be an Arellanite.
I am happy working at Arellano University because if you are happy working in a place that you like and you love, nagiging magana lahat ng bagay para mapagtagumpayan ang mga hamon ng buhay.
Being an Arellanite is probably the biggest blessing. I was a transfer student, and just like any other teenagers, we sometimes lose our direction, we get confused which path to take. But Arellano found me, and right now I'm in my third year as a Bachelor of Arts in English student, which gave me the opportunity to become the president of the English Society. A semester ended, I was listed as one of the lister, and Arellano just gave me a lot of opportunities that I was able to grab.
And for me, probably almost every aspect of being an Arellanite makes me proud to be one. Ever since I stepped foot here in Arellano University, I knew that this is a place where I could eventually call home.
Things just, happen so fast, and from those years of achievements, you'll get to realize which part of you have actually helped you get to where you are now. Then you'll see that it was the burning passion of the professors to teach their students, the staff that provides you exactly what you need, the hardworking janitors and security guards that makes your everyday school easy. You'll see that it is in fact the school that helps you become a better person.
And we found that exactly in Arellano, and that's just enough for us to say that we are proud Arellanites, and we will forever wave the Arellano flag. Hail to the Chiefs!
Hail to the Chiefs!
Hail to the Chief.
Hail to the Chiefs!
Hail to the Chiefs!
Hail to the Chiefs!
Hail to the Chiefs!
The pace and complexity of the coronavirus pandemic raise unprecedented obstacles in today's society.
But here at Arellano University, we believe that leadership will never stop even in the middle of chaos.
Good afternoon, Chiefs. We are really grateful to welcome you all to this webinar. My name is Jerome Bustarga, grade 11 student from Arellano University Jose Abad Santos campus and a proud member of Arellano University Multimedia Club.
My name is Emil May Herman, a second-year college from Arellano University Jose Abad Santos campus, a proud member of Arellano University Multimedia Club.
And I am Charles Dane de Alcazar, grade 12 student from Arellano University Floridel campus, the president of AUPC SSC, and a proud member of Arellano University Multimedia Club. Welcome to our webinar entitled AU Leadership Amidst the Pandemic.
Let's start our program with a prayer, followed by the national anthem and the AU hymn.
Welcome to our webinar entitled AU Leadership Amidst the Pandemic.
Nawa'y maging gabay saan man magtungo tuwing nalulumbay ginhawa ng puso. Itong aming dasal kapag naliligaw, kami akayin mo sa landas na wasto kung saan patungo sa iyo.
Aming panalangin,
Nawa'y pag-ibig mo
Diyos sa aming dinggin,
ilaw sa aming puso
sa bawat sandali,
sa araw at gabi.
maging tanglaw namin. Itong aming dasal
Itong aming dasal
kapag naliligaw,
habang nasa mundo kami akayin mo kung saan patungo sa iyo.
manalangin
Akayin mo sa landas na wasto.
Kung saan patungo sa
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pamay di magdidiling. Lupa ng araw ng buwan, hatid pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay lang dahil sa'yo. Pamantasan namin, mahal naming alma mater. Anay sa'yo, mga puso namin, lagi ka namin pagkamamahalin. Ikaw ang aming ng malayang karunungan, o pamantasan naming mahal. Arellano University, Arellano, aming pamantasan. Lingkod na tapat ng bayan, ang tunang sa amin ay bigay, sa buhay ay gagamitin tanglaw. Sa Diyos ang samo namin piling, ngalan mo ay laging pangingin, o pamantasan naming mahal. Arellano University.
All right, once again, good afternoon, Chiefs, and of course to my beautiful co-hosts, Charles and Ate Emil. Good afternoon sa inyo.
Good afternoon, Chiefs, and good afternoon din, of course, to you, Jerome, and kay Ate Emil.
Ayan naman, good afternoon din sa inyong lahat. Kamusta naman kayo? Pero syempre, una muna nating tanungin si Jerome. Ikaw, Jerome, kamusta ka naman ngayon na despite sa lahat ng ating pinagdadaanan, can you share some of your experiences during this pandemic?
Thank you for that, Ate. The pandemic tested me talaga in terms of time management and of course, the importance of self-care. But in terms of ACADS, fortunately, I was able to maintain and still maintaining good grades despite the hurdles of online class. Yes, nagpapasalamat talaga ako dahil I was able to cope up despite the different barriers. On the other hand, I am very thrilled and honored today to be given this chance of being one of the hosts of this webinar. Ikaw, Charles, kamusta ka naman ngayon?
Thanks for asking, Jerome. You know, I'm pretty good right now kahit na we're still in the battle of pandemic. Alam mo, in this time talaga mas na-appreciate ko yung mga bagay na meron ako kasi sobrang hirap talaga ng buhay, especially ngayon. Gaya na lang ng pag-aaral ko kasi not everyone has the capability to pursue their education ngayong may pandemya. Maraming nag-stop or maraming nag-enroll pero eventually tumigil din. Nakakalungkot mang isipin but I think beyond that happenings, we should all be grateful for everything that we're experiencing right now kasi we're here, nakakapagpatuloy pa rin tayo sa pag-aaral natin kahit na we are all new in the mode of learning we're using. So, tanungin naman natin si Ate Emil kung kumusta siya ngayong patuloy pa rin nating nilalabanan ang hamon ng pandemya. Kumusta ka naman ngayon, Ate?
Ayan, thank you for asking, Charles. Ako kasi una talaga, ang hirap para sa ating lahat na makakope up agad sa lahat ng nangyayari. But still, dapat hindi pa rin tayo pinanghihinaan ng loob. At dapat, kahit nasa point na tayo na minsan na nagkakaroon na tayo ng anxiety, let's not stop to fight. Just always pray and think positive. Kasi yun naman talaga ang pinaka-importante ngayon, di ba? Yung positive pa rin tayo kahit anumang mangyari. Because I believe if we have a positive attitude, it will lead to a positive outcome. Kaya dapat, kung malungkot tayo, huwag natin problemahin dahil magdadala lang ito ng negativity from all of us. Just always remember, smile and spread good vibes. Yan talaga ang natutunan ko during this pandemic. And lastly, dapat turuan din natin yung ating mga sarili na maging resourceful and productive at the same time. Kasi mas natutulungan tayo nito na may bago pang matututunan.
Alam mo, totoo yan, ate. Maraming nagsasuffer sa mental health problems since bago nga ang setup na na-experience natin ngayon. Nafe-feel natin yung isolation at saka pagka-miss sa mga kaibigan natin outside. Talaga namang challenging ang panahong ito at nasusubok talaga yung determinasyon at tatag natin bilang mag-aaral. Alam nyo, hindi lang yung pandemic yung nilabanan at nilalabanan natin ngayon. Pati na rin yung natural disasters na kinaharap natin. Imagine ilang bagyo yung dumaan from the past months but our resiliency and courage talagang hindi nawawala at mas lalo pang tumitibay in times of problems or calamities. And napatunayan ko rin yan as the Student Council President of our campus, together with the other organizations, we launched a donation drive for the victims of Typhoon Ulysses. And I saw the eagerness in their hearts ng mga students, parents, and teachers to help sa mga victims, sigit lalo yung mga student leaders natin, no, who urged to lead and launch a fruitful thing na ibang tao yung magbe-benefit. Kaya I'm really proud of my org and the other organizations from our campus for goading that drive.
Alam mo, tama ka dyan, Charles, na kahit ano pa ang mangyari, as a student, dapat alam natin kung paano natin kakaharapin lahat ng problema. And of course, as a student also, we can show leadership. Kaya patunay lamang na hindi talaga tumitigil ang pagiging leader natin kahit anumang hamon ang dumating sa ating buhay. Nasa dugo talaga ang pagiging leader na kahit anumang hirap, face-to-face man tayo o virtual lang, na ipapakita pa rin natin ang pagiging isang leader.
Yes, tama ka dyan, Ate Emil. Naniniwala talaga ako na there's always that little voice inside of us na waiting to be amplified. Kaya naman, bilang isang leader, natutuwa talaga ako na naglunsad ng Arellano University Multimedia Club ng isang webinar kung saan mas palalawigin pa ang kaalaman natin bilang isang leader, higit lalo ngayong panahon kung saan patuloy pa rin nating nilalabanan ang hamon ng pandemya.
Alam mo, totoo yan, Jerome, ha? Isa rin sa ipinagpapasalamat ko bilang bahagi ng organisasyon nating ito ay yung paglulunsad ng mga activities na makakatulong sa ating mga students sa pagtuklas ng iba't ibang mga bagay sa ating sarili at pagpapahusay ng ating mga taglay na kaalaman at kakayahan.
That's right, Ate Emil. Kaya naman, bago tayo magtungo sa ating talk, kumustahin muna natin ang ating mga audience. Nandiyan na ba ang mga taga Andres Bonifacio Campus, Pasig?
Mag-ingay ang mga taga Juan Sumulong Campus, Legarda, Manila.
Of course, hindi papatalo ang mga taga Elisa Isguera Campus hailing from Malabon City.
Kumusta naman ang mga taga Jose Rizal Campus entirely from Malabon?
Nandyan din ba ang mga taga-Apolinario Mabini Campus, Pasay?
Hindi naman papahuli ang mga taga Plaridel Campus all the way from Mandaluyong.
And last but definitely not the least, ang mga taga Jose Abad Santos Campus, Buendia, Pasay.
Naku, mukhang ready na talaga ang mga leaders at aspiring leaders natin, Charles at Jerome.
Tama ka dyan, Ate Emil. Pero bago natin simulan ang talk ng ating guest speaker, let's boost the energy of our audiences. Kaya naman, magpalaro muna tayo. So, Chiefs, listen closely and carefully ha. If you want to win a load, just answer our first question. Why should students enroll at Arellano University?
Just comment down your answers, Chiefs, and later on we'll announce the winners.
Ikaw ba, Charles, sa iyong palagay, bakit nga ba dapat sila mag-enroll sa Arellano University?
Alam nyo, guys, when I was in junior high school, I really enjoyed my last ride in my past school. Kaya hindi ko alam kung saan ako magsi-senior high. But luckily, Arellano University opened its door for me na hindi ko talaga pinagsisihan kasi it let me go out of my shell. Alam nyo, nung face-to-face pa, I became part of the volleyball team of our branch. And now that we're having the new mode of learning, hindi pa rin nawawala yung offers ni Arellano University for me, lalo na sa pagiging leader ko. And now, I'm so honored that I am part of the AU Multimedia Club, which I could give something and learn at the same time. It's a one-time great experience na kahit na pag-graduate ko, I treasure everything that I learned in this organization. Kasi it's my first time also to join a media team. So I'm very happy kasi si Arellano University ang nag-offer sa akin ito. Ikaw ba, Ate Emil? What are your experiences in Arellano University?
Thank you, Charles. Talaga namang nakaka-inspire ang mga pinagdadaanan mo ngayon sa Arellano University. Ako naman, napakarami kong experiences sa Arellano University. Since high school up to now, na college ako. I still choose Arellano University. Bakit? Kasi when I was in high school, in junior high school and my senior high school days, ang daming opportunity na agad ang lumalapit sa akin. Like some of my classmates, I remember, they encouraged me to join some clubs and organizations. And hindi ako nag-join. Sabi nila, why hindi ko i-try? Masaya and exciting naman daw. Sabi ko nung una sa sarili ko, kakayanin ko ba i-handle yung responsibilities as a student which is into ACADS and at the same time as a student which is into clubs and organizations. But now, I tried because I want to showcase my skills kung hanggang saan ko kakayanin. And now Arellano University has a club that will help every student to enhance their skills, and I'm very thankful also in Arellano University Multimedia Club for choosing me as a part of a team manager and communication assistant. Kasi dito, nakita ko na kaya ko pala. And for me, great opportunity ito para ma-overcome natin yung fear and to get out of our comfort zone and learn new things. Ikaw ba, Jerome? Ano experiences mo sa Arellano University?
Ako, as one of the newbies of this great institution, masasabi ko talaga na hindi ako nagkamali na pinili ko ang Arellano University for my senior high school. Especially, I had so many doubts about this school year, but Arellano University did not let me down. In my experience, very evident talaga ang quality education na ino-offer ng Arellano. Siyempre dahil yan sa ating mga hardworking and kind teachers. Kaya naman, shout out sa aking mga ginagalang na guro mula sa Jose Abad Santos Campus. Iba talaga dito sa Arellano. Kaya naman, share niyo na rin ang mga dahilan bakit dapat mag-enroll sa Arellano University.
Kaya just wait until the end para sa iba pa nating games and win amazing prizes.
Tama kayo dyan. Bago tayo magsimula sa ating talk, mag-shoutout muna tayo. So, nakikita ko dito ang dami na nating comments from our audiences. Sabi dito ni Ezekiel Julian Marzan from AUPC Mandaluyong daw siya. So, shoutout sa'yo, Chelsea. And sa mga classmates ko rin, pati sa advisor ko nanonood, Ma'am Karen. Hello po.
Ayun naman. At sabi
Ano ba? Meron ba kayong gustong i-shout out, guys?
Okay. Ayun naman, sabi ni Jonathan Doc, shout out daw. Hello po sa'yo, Ate Jonathan Doc. And shout out din po sa aking mga classmates and also to my props. Ayan.
Ikaw, Jerome.
Sabi daw dito ni Patrick Yodge Alcantara, happy 83rd Foundation Week daw, Arellano University.
Yes, talaga.
Yan.
Mukhang ready na talaga lahat na makinig at matuto, Jerome and Ate Emil. Kaya naman, ipakilala na natin ang ating guest speaker.
Ito na nga, Charles, hindi na rin ako makapaghintay pa. Kaya naman, it's our pleasure to have our resource speaker despite of his busy schedule. Chiefs, he is the coordinator of the Student Activities and Development Unit of FEU Institute of Technology, Manila, a former Vice President for NCR of the Philippine Association of Campus Student Advisor, PACSA, and currently serving as the National Treasurer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our resource speaker for our Arellano University Leadership Webinar, Professor Marlon O. Maglipas.
Hi, good afternoon. Magandang hapon sa bawat isa. Thank you to our outstanding hosts, Emil, Charles, and Jerome. I think you're doing a great job, so congratulations in advance. Please allow me to present first my presentation. I'll just share my presentation. Okay. That's my plan. Okay, so magandang hapon sa bawat isa, and of course, congratulations to Arellano University for having its 83rd Foundation Week. Congratulations. And I really want to express my sincere gratitude to Arellano University, particularly to Multimedia Club. Maraming salamat for the invitation. And personally, I'm so excited to talk to all the student leaders. Mahilig tayo makapag-usap sa mga student leaders na talagang very potential in terms of leadership. So this afternoon, we will be focusing on Arellano University leadership amidst the pandemic. So kahit hindi ko nakikita yung mga audience natin, I hope you will learn something from this, because everything I'm about to share is a combination of our experiences in the field of student leadership and development, and of course all the trainings that I attended personally. So I mix everything para at least sa lahat ng student leaders natin, our hosts are student leaders, so you can able to pick some updated information and some strategies that you might use in the middle of the pandemic. Okay, so let me start our presentation. Okay, so sa lahat ng participants, even the people who's inside the Google Meet, you can participate in all of our questions. So for this talk to be more engaging, and of course, you learn something from this. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, definitely you can type that on the chat box. So mamaya may mga sa presentation natin, may mga questions tayo na I really want to hear something from the participants. So of course, yung mga nandito sa Meet, you can participate for that. You can also participate in the poll kapag may mga presentation. And later on siguro, if we have enough time, you can still raise your questions about the talk, and hopefully I can answer those questions. Okay. So before that, guys, this is one of the organizations I'm involved with. So I didn't want to invite most of the student leaders because this coming Saturday, track is composed of different alumni student leaders. So they really want to continue their passion of service and their commitment to lead or for leadership. So we will be having the webinar on Saturday, March 20. So different speakers from different organizations, non-government organizations, and we really want to express our sincere gratitude and recognize them, because they serve as the heroes during the pandemic. They exude the spirit of volunteerism. So I think all the student leaders who are here, all the students, if you really want to be inspired by the talks of these inspiring and amazing speakers, you might want to attend this Heroes Assemble this coming Saturday, 3 to 7 p.m. via Zoom video conference. So that's one of the webinars we're preparing for. So today, guys, I'm very much serious to talk about leadership in time of pandemic. Level it up, the art of elevating and strengthening organizations. So I've been working with student leaders for more than a decade now, and I really met a lot of amazing student leaders. And I think yung panahon natin ngayon is very historical. Historical in the sense na napaka-challenge natin ngayon because of the uncertainties. But I think this is also a good opportunity for everyone to level up your skills, to level up your experiences, and to level up your journey in student leadership, particularly inside the Arellano University. Kaya excited ako, guys, to share what I know, and hopefully it can help you to reach your passion and commitment in the name of service and leadership. Pero bago yan, I really want to ask, kanina nagtatanong si Charles, ang galing ng conversations nila, si Emil and si Jerome. They're asking, how are you? So gusto ko rin tanungin sa mga participants natin. And of course, itong ating mga nasa YouTube, nanonood sa Facebook. How are you these days? A, no change versus pre-COVID-19. B, anxious and worried. C, challenged but hopeful. Or D, optimistic that we can get through all these challenges. So sa mga nasa meet kayo, guys, para kayo makita ko yung mga responses nyo. Are you still, wala pa rin change versus pre-COVID? Or B, anxious and worried? Or C, challenged but hopeful? Hopefully, sa lahat na nakakarinig ng talk natin ngayon, either letter C ka, or I hope letter D tayo. We're all optimistic, and with the guidance, with the grace of the Lord, we can definitely get through all of these challenges. Okay, so we have to have much stronger prayers for us to overcome these obstacles. Okay, so COVID-19, since last year, I think this is already a year-round lockdown. We celebrated the lockdown, I think March 15, if I remember it right. So for 12 months, COVID-19 really changed how we live. Okay, so sir, ano yung sinasabi mong COVID-19 really changed how we live? First, leaders are now expected to equip the heart too. So I think ito isa sa pinaka-importante na itinuro talaga ng pandemic. If you are really academically excellent, if you are really serving a community, if you are really serving inside your school, kahit wala tayo, kahit nasa online platform tayo, I think the pandemic really opened our heart. And I think that's the most important one. We became more compassionate, we became more understandable in all the situations, especially you cannot force everyone to serve. You cannot force everyone to lead. Kasi what we have to prioritize is definitely the family's health, your officer's health. So I think most of the universities like Arellano University really adjusted and they became more compassionate in the condition of the students. So one, changes brought by the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, we now communicate more via text. You now have less frequent time to mentor delegates, so every moment counts. Napaka-importante na since last year when we were adjusting, ano ba gagawin natin, we don't know what to do during the first 2 months of the lockdown of the pandemic. So, I think na-realize natin na every moment counts. Lalo ngayon because of, maaaring sabihin natin, yung mga bad news na nangyari because of a lot of deaths, a lot of the negativities brought by the pandemic. So mas importante sa atin ngayon na we treasure every moment. We are with our family, the moment that we are with our classmates, even it's online. We appreciate more people. We appreciate even the smallest thing that someone does to us. Diba? Next is, decision can always be done together. So in a micro level setup inside the student organization, before kasi ng pre-pandemic, what we did is regularly, we meet physically. Then, before we come up with the decision, ang ginagawa natin, meron pa rin botohan. And I think meron pa rin magiging voting during the decision, but we act much faster ngayon. So, even for example, I think I heard Charles is the president of the student council. So when you came up with a big decision, somehow you only consult, of course, your advisor and some of the important people inside the org na alam mo may mako-contribute for us, for you to come up with the best decision. It's one way of empowering your officers to make decisions on their own. So, ikaw, tatanungin kita, for example, Charles, tatanungin ko si Emil, tatanungin ko si Jerome. So, what are the best things that we can do? Or ano yung mga ginawa niyong adjustments during the first 6 months and even last year? How did you adjust inside your organizations? So, these are the things that really made our leadership being changed by the COVID-19 pandemic. So, there are 3 elements of leadership. I think kahit nasa pre-pandemic pa lang tayo, we must be reminded by these elements. And I think makikita niyo sa toko, may mga review tayo about some elements of leadership. And this leadership needs these elements to sustain in the long run. Okay, so sa ating mga student leaders and students who want to become student leaders of Arellano University, you have to keep this in your mind on what are the elements of leadership. The first one is commanding. Okay, so the first element that we have to give emphasis about commanding. So ito yung klase ng leadership wherein you can observe na may mga tao talaga na they really set a goal. So na nangyari ang pandemic last year, sino nag-lead sa inyo? Sino nagsimula talaga na, wait, paano tayo mag-a-adjust? Wait, ano ba yung goals na sinet natin ng school year 1920? So, we were interrupted with the pandemic. So, someone should stood up and someone na talagang nag-isip kung paano ba ma-achieve pa rin yung goal. This kind of element is also enforcing discipline. So, this kind of leader, kung makikita yung sa loob ng organization nyo, ito yung mga leader na talagang, you have to perform your responsibility, you have to submit the documents, and what's great about commanding is directing the path. For school year 2021, sino ba yung mga student leaders or officers inside the org na maaring you can describe na malapit dito sa kind of element of leadership, which is commanding. Okay? Number 2, equipping. Ito na may klase ng leadership wherein you were able to present a lot of strategies, a lot of opportunities, enabling possibilities. Ito yung klase ng leadership wherein nagpo-provide talaga ng support. So sa mga newcomers or sa mga neophyte na mga student leaders, mas na-appreciate nila itong klaseng organizations having this kind of leadership. They were able to know what are the needs and what are the wants of their fellow student leaders. Saan ba akong magaling? Are you good in hosting? Are you good in this kind of activity? Are you into academic activity, multimedia responsibilities? So this kind of element of leadership really equips and they really expose their student leaders and officers in different possibilities and opportunities. So we have the commanding, we have equipping, and the last element of leadership, even pre-pandemic and pandemic, is influencing. So this kind of leadership is more on motivational speaker. They challenge the whole organization, they challenge your whole potential, and they really convince you to do your best as a person, as a student leaders. So commanding, equipping, and influencing are very important elements of leadership. So ngayon guys, I have a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest, you may want to rank your leadership ability based on the criteria set. Ano ba yung rank nyo in your own personal judgment Are you 1, medyo kasi nagsisimula ka pa lang? Or are you in the middle? Or nasa 6, 7, 8, or 10? Pwede mo malaman dito sa ating mga hosts, palagay nyo, ano yung leadership rank nyo? You may want to type it on your chat box. 8, 9? So, sa mga participants natin, you can definitely participate. O 7, sabi ni Charles, 7. Wow, that's a good number, Charles. Okay, so sa mga nagsumagot ng 3, 4, 5, yung mga medyo nahiya, don't worry. Because I think, ay sabi niyo 6, so okay lang yung kung 6, kung 7, kung 5. Because ang daming opportunities. Kung ginamit mo yung isang klase ng leadership element na equipping, so maybe ngayon 7 ka. Pero when you reach college, when you become part of student leadership in AU, that 7 becomes 8, becomes 9, and lahat naman tayo, we're aiming to reach the highest score, which is 10. Sa student leadership, guys, you don't need to be great to start. You need to start to be great. Okay? Ulitin ko lang, you don't need to start you don't need to be great to start. You have to start to be great. So sa mga student leaders na nahihiya pa, na medyo para wala akong mako-contribute sa loob ng student organizations, no, there will be 3 elements of leadership, and i-observe nyo kung anong klase ng leadership meron niya. So whatever element of leadership you're now using inside the organization, that's okay. So you might want to combine the commanding, of course, kung meron ng influencing or equipping. But our talk is an open, we will be opening doors and opportunities for this information for you to understand ano ba yung mga best practices in the field of leadership. Okay? So I hope you're learning something today, and siguro kung makapagsagot kayo, no? The way I talk to all the participants talaga, we always check the energy. So we always say energy level check. Yan. So kung may maraming tao dito sa Meet, they type number 1 or talagang sumisigaw sila just to express that I hope you learn something today. Just to continue. I really want to discuss 3 things to you guys. Sabi ko sa inyo, I'm very much serious about talking leadership. The first one that I learned from my experiences and all the trainings that I attended for many years. First is you have to build your psychological safety. For you to improve your leadership sa mga bago ditong student leaders, sa mga senior high school, sa mga tertiary students dito, they really want to unleash their potential. They really want to become the better version of themselves. The first one that you might want to do is to build your psychological safety. Sir Marlon, ano ba yung psychological safety? In a very understandable statement, empowerment starts with the mindset that my own actions, no matter how small I am, can lead to change. I think sa lahat ng student leaders, lalo na sa online platform tayo, they're very much challenged kung ano ba yung kaya nilang i-contribute sa loob ng kanilang organization. They're very much afraid na baka pa nag-suggest ako, baka, di ba, gabitin ko lang yung salita ng mga Gen Z at ng millennials ngayon, baka maka-hardlock ako, or madidisregard yung mga ideas ko. So, those kind of mindset, nagiging obstacle siya for your own improvement. In general, yung mga ganong klaseng mindset is nagiging hindrance din para makapag-contribute ka for the betterment of your organization. When you talk about psychological safety, no matter how, regardless of your position, even you are the PRO, even you are the director for outreach, director for sports, even you're the president, regardless, okay? No matter how small you are, your suggestion can lead to positive change. So sa mga student leaders dito na nahihiya, sa mga student leaders dito na during the meeting, na wag na, baka ganito mangyayari sa atin. So these are more of the examples on how you can develop that what we call psychological safety. To continue. Meron akong challenge sa inyo guys, sa lahat ng student leaders ng Arellano University, senior high school and tertiary. So the challenge is using only the materials below. So you see, meron tayong wall, for example, balls of thumb stock or box of matches. how will you position a birthday candle vertically adjacent to the wall? So using the only materials below, maaari sa phone nyo, you can scribble on your phone, you might want to draw sa mga host natin dito. Pwede kayo mag-imagine paano nyo ididikit yung mismong birthday candle using the materials, of course, the wall, box of thumbtack, box of matches. This is really a big challenge for everyone. So, pero ano lang to, mini exercise lang to, just to come up on how we will do this kind of test. Sayang wala tayong mga audience dito sa Google Meet, no? Okay? So, o baka may mga sumasagot sa YouTube, sa mga sa Facebook, no? Okay. So, 80%, okay? 80% of the people na nag-undergo ng ganitong klaseng test, what they do is, they burn the candle on the side and stick it to the wall. So nakikita niyo sa picture. Yan ang gagawin nila. So mag-ano sila ng upos ng kandila, susunugin nila yon. Then what they will do is, they will just stick it to the wall. That's option 1. Pwede nyo gawin yan. Option 2 naman, you can pin thumbtack to one candle or pin thumbtack to two wall and hook two thumbtack together. Just like what the picture, the option 2 is showing. Okay? So the 80% of the people will think this way. Pero less than 30%, according to this study, according to this simple test, they will take out the matchsticks in the box, tack it on the wall, and then place the handle on the empty box. So you see that on the picture. Diba? So nakita nyo, inalis nila yung thumbtacks kasi hindi mo lahat ng thumbtack magagamit. So ang gagawin nila, ang pwede mong gawin dyan, ididikit mo yung mismong box ng matches using the thumbtacks, and of course, pwede mong itayo mismo yung candle. So merong 80% na mag-iisip ng option 1 at ng option 2. At meron ding 30% naman na mag-iisip ng option 3. So konti, sir, bakit konti? Because this exercise, to all the participants who are now hearing this talk, this exercise will really test your critical thinking. Diba? Siyempre, alam na natin yung think outside the box. Ngayon, meron dito, ayun yung natutunan natin na pag student leader ka, you always hear that idea, that advice na, Charles, Emil, Jerome, you have to think outside the box. Lagi natin narinig yan. But this time around, guys, something that I really learned is, meron parang meron palang another approach. Aside from that think outside the box, meron din siya. This is what we call perspective taking. So what's the main lesson about the exercise that I have shown is more on perspective taking. Take note of this, student leaders of Arellano University and all the participants of this webinar. Nawala ba? Talaga, check ko lang Okay. Check ko lang, nawala daw ang aking PPT. Ulitin ko lang Okay. Meron na po ba?
Meron po, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, just to continue. Yung camera ko lang, okay. Pero nakikita ko na may sarili ko sa Okay. So, the perspective taking is based on the exercise that I have showed. Ano yung ituturo nito? What are the lessons that we can get from this simple exercise? First, the acknowledgement that your way of doing things is not the only way. Alalamin natin the acknowledgement that your way of doing things is not the only way. So sa loob ng organization, ang daming mga suggestions, ang daming mga point of view. So I think this is a strong statement na we have to acknowledge other perspective. Next is the acknowledgement that we can learn from each other. Pag student leader ka, the best way to learn is to learn from other people. Okay? Sabi nga natin, do not consider yourself as the best person inside the organization because the organization per se is composed of different people, and these different people have different personalities and potential. So you really you might learn something from your co-officers, from your advisor, from the people that you meet inside the organization. Next is your age. Your background in life do not determine your superiority. Even ako po, even I am the speaker right now, it doesn't mean I am the best person in this webinar. Because regardless of our age, regardless of our background, it doesn't determine our superiority. Maaring lamang tayo sa experiences, but in terms of superiority, hindi siya na-determine by age or by person's background. And the main point is, my way is not the only way. Everyone has an equal chances to contribute. All the student leaders of an organization have equal chances for the success of their respective organization. Ang ganda ng perspective, no? Always remember. So, pag kahit bago ka sa loob ng organization, it doesn't mean na wala ka mako-contribute. Di ba? So, napakaganda ng dating ng ganitong klaseng na may ganito tayong perspective. Yung exercise kanina, ayun ang ibig sabihin yun. Maaring hindi sa pagkandak ng webinar na ganito, maaring may mga problems, hindi nag-workout yung plan A, plan B. Pero there's a lot of letters in the alphabet. Diba? Maaring may nag-suggest si President na ganito na hindi nag-workout, and you can also suggest. Because always remember, my way is not the only way. Everyone has an equal chance to contribute for the success of their respective organizations. Okay? So, to discuss more about psychological safety, para mas maintindihan natin yung mga tao na nasa loob ng organizations natin, I really want to elaborate the psychological safety based from what I learned in the training. So, the first one is, may mga tao daw, mga student leaders na nasa apathy zone. Okay, basahin ko yung pag ikaw leader na nasa apathy zone, sinasabi na, they never acted on my suggestion anyway. So what's the point of saying? Ito yung mga klase ng mga co-officers natin na tahimik lang. Kasi ang nasa mindset nila, what's the main point of saying my suggestion? What's the main point of saying anything or suggesting anything? Because at the end of the day, at the end of the meeting, for sure, they will disregard my suggestions. So pag ito yung klase ng leader na nasa loob ng organization, you are in the apathy zone. Okay? Nasa apathy zone ka ng ganitong klaseng leadership. Next is, makikita natin may mga leaders na nasa comfort zone. So sabi ng mga leaders na nasa comfort zone, I'm stress-free at the stage. If there's nothing broken, there's nothing to be fixed. Ito yung mga klase ng mga leaders na ayaw na ng problema, ayaw na ng challenge, wala nang learning. Diba? Okay na yan. Okay na yung klase ng webinar natin. Ilan ba participants natin? How do you prepare your activities? Ay, okay na yan, pwede na yan. Tingnan natin mabuti. Isipin natin mabuti if this zone could really help us in terms of maximizing our experiences and can really achieve the full potential of every student leader inside the organization. If you're in the apathy zone, medyo yung mga student leaders na nasa apathy zone, ito yung mga medyo hindi makakatulong sa loob ng organization. The same na yung mga leaders natin na nasa comfort zone. Lalo ngayon guys, when you try to look back, because of the effects of the pandemic, ano ba nangyari sa atin last year? How these student organizations in AU, how the Multimedia Club of Arellano University acted upon and responded positively just to solve and of course to conduct a lot of activities and to continue serving their students, the members of the organization. Tingnan natin mabuti kung saan tayo nalalagay. Are we in the apathy zone or are we in the comfort zone? The third zone inside the psychological safety is anxiety zone. Okay, so ito yung pinaka-strong statement para lahat tayo makarelate. I might sound challenging the authority if I ask questions. So the better things to do is not to ask any question. Kasi nga, sabi ng mga kaibigan ko, sabi ng close friends ko sa college, strong personality ako, baka pa nagsalita ako, ma-offend ko sila. Maaring ganun ka, strong personality ka, pero you might use yung pagiging strong personality mo to contribute something inside your organization. Malay natin, your idea might solve the greatest challenge inside the organization. But unfortunately, you did not express your ideas or your opinion. So hindi na-solve yung pinakamahirap na problema. Kapag ganun ang klase ng leaders, they're inside the anxiety zone. So siguro naisip ng mga participants natin ngayon at sa mga student leaders na nandito ngayon, nasa apathy zone ba ako? Nasa comfort zone ba ako? Or are we in the anxiety zone? The last zone inside the psychological safety is what we call the learning zone. Okay? Tinan niyo yung statement, how it differs from the first, from the second, and from the third. They might have reservations about this suggestion, but I am confident they are open-minded to listen to my suggestions, di ba? So, in this kind of in this stage or zone, this kind of leaders are already empowered. Yung ganito klase mga leaders, super empowered na sila. So, pwede na silang umalis, hindi na sila pwedeng kumbaga parang little supervision na lang pwedeng gawin sa kanila ng mga co-officers because these people kind of leader, they really know how to act and do their responsibility as officers of a certain organization. So, sa mga student leaders dati na they still feel na nasa apathy zone ka, so you have to do a lot of things para at least ma-experience mo, mapunta tayo sa learning zone. Parang kanina lang, yung unang-una kong talk na, ano bang klase ng element of leadership ang na-experience mo ngayon? Are you commanding, equipping, or are you in an influencing type of leadership? So sa mga nasa comfort zone, I think this is the high time for us to experience yung panibagong, yung pinaka-highest zone, which is the learning zone. Okay? So merong case study, guys. I think this is one of the case studies na kinuha ko from the talk na yung mga bagong yung mga bagong employees, yung mga bagong graduate, when they apply for work, this is a certain company na ini-interview talaga nila. So the interviewer asks question. So when they recruit people to join their team, the head of always asks a unique question just to test the applicant's personality regardless of the position they're applying for. So, sir, ano yung of course, they really want to test the personality. Ganun naman ang laging sa HR kung sino may interviewer. So, halimbawa sa loob ng organization, ngayon mag-election na naman. So, there will be another batch or succession of officers. So, maaaring interviewin kayo ng mga advisors nyo o ng student affairs ng Arellano University. So, may unique question na laging tatanungin. And you know kung yung question na yun, guys? What is 25? Multiplied by 28. That's the unique question being raised. Okay. Jerome, 25 times 28. I-test ko lang si Jerome. Yan. Biglang no? Sabi ni Jerome, he was able to maintain his good grades. 25 times 28. What is the answer? Anong sagot dyan?
700.
Wow, 700. So, sir, ano ibig sabihin niyan? Si Emil ba sumagot? Okay. Sir, yeah, correct, 700. The question is so easy to answer. Pero that's a unique question. What's the lesson about this question, guys? A common student leader, sasagutin yan. Maybe a common interviewee, sasagutin yan. But also a unique person or someone who is really thinking critically, sasagot siya in a courteous way. For example, you're applying to be a secretary. You're applying to be a multimedia officer, ikaw mismo video editor ka or graphics editor ka, tapos tinanong sa ito, what is the best response? Sabi nila, sir, with due respect, what is the relationship of that question to the position I am applying for? Boom! Di ba? Sir, what is the relationship of that question to the position I'm applying for? Maaring pag ano ka, treasurer ka, possible pa yan. Related yung tanong na yan. So sir, what's the meaning of that? The meaning is, somehow, kapag student leader ka, you really have to think, you have to be critical. Not all the things that are being offered to you, yes ka lang ng yes. Diba? If you really want to maximize your experience and your tenure as officers, matututunan mo talaga to. Sa lahat ng student leaders na talagang nagsiserve wholeheartedly, to all the student leaders, in spite of the challenges they've been experiencing personally, pero talagang nagsiserve talaga sila with genuine intention, in spite of the personal challenges. I personally admire those student leaders. These student leaders definitely will experience the best journey of student leadership. So sila yung nagiging critical talaga. Sila yung mga kailangan ng mga multinational companies. Sila yung mga kailangan ng mga national companies. Because right now, according to the research being published, pag student leaders ka, there's really a big chance for you to acquire the 21st century skills. So, di ba yung mga 21st century skills na yan? Nandiyan yung pagiging critical thinker, nandiyan yung communication skills, nandiyan yung people skills. And those skills are the best and the most important skills that a leader must possess. And most of these companies right now are looking not only from magna cum laude, of course, given yan, Latin honored student ka, yes, maganda yan. Pero these companies are looking for leaders. And the basic foundations of leadership, aside from from inside our home, ang second avenue where we can learn leadership is definitely our university. Lalo sa Arellano University ka kung mag-aaral o kasalukuyang nasa Arellano University ka. So, to all the student leaders who are here, kahit mahirap ang pagiging student leader, you have to enjoy, you have to maximize your journey. Kasi guys, after 4 years, sa mga senior high school natin dito, 2 years, and when you go to college, you have to experience the best of the college life. Okay? So I hope you learned something today sa lahat ng mga inputs na nakukuha na share natin, and you still have the energy to listen to my talks. Siguro nakapag 30 minutes na ako, no? Ayan, si Ate Katang nagbigay sa akin ng time. Okay? So again, just to remind you about the webinar that we'll be conducting this coming Saturday, March 20. Heroes Assemble, Filipino Heroes Exuding Spirit of Volunteerism. So different speakers with different advocacies in the field of volunteerism. Can you find the mistake from the host itself? Emil, kung kayo ng participants natin, Charles and Jerome, at kung sino nandito pa, yan, si Lian nandito. Can you find the mistake? You may want to chat the answer para at least hindi ka Si Emil, ano yung mistake dyan?
3, 4, 5, 6. Yung word na mistake.
No, okay. Okay lang, Emil. Thank you for the guest. The mistake in this picture is meron 2 beses na na-type yung da. Da. Tama ba? So, hindi natin napansin yon. Hindi natin napansin yun. Can you find the mistake? The first time I presented, di ba? The first time I presented this simple activity is, of course, we will be looking into the numbers. What's the main lesson about this one? Because our brain is so selective. Okay? Our brain is so selective. Kung ano yung lang gusto nyo bigyan ng attention, ayun lang. In life or in the field of student leadership, minsan hinahanap natin yung mga mali. We always look for people who are committing mistakes. Pero yung sarili natin na mistakes, hindi natin nakikita. Maaaring tinitingnan natin mga big mistakes around us, pero we don't even know the mistake is already in front of you. So that's how the brain works. So this simple exercise really teaches us na you can definitely control how our brain works. Siguro maybe in another module or another talk natin yan. So the mistake of in this picture is there's two dot. Can you find the dot? So walang mistake sa 1, 2, 3 or the arrangement or the color of the numbers. So the number 2, double down on your feedback frequency. So if you want to unleash your potential and be the best leader that you really want to be, the second way that you might want to do is we can double down on our feedback frequency. Sa mga advisors na nandito at sa mga, of course, kung may mga professors na nakikinig sa atin, empowerment is empty if equipping is absent. We cannot call someone being empowered if there are no proper means of equipping them. Guys, ang empowerment, ang lagi niyang kasunod is equipping. And I think this activity or this webinar is one of the manifestations that Arellano University is equipping its student leaders to be the best version of themselves. Okay? Maaaring sabihin ni Charles, okay, empowered ka na. O hindi pwedeng empowered. Dapat you have to show the way. You really have to show a lot of strategies, a lot of steps gearing towards empowerment. And this is a good activity actually. Sa mga magsaseryoso talaga ng webinar na to, this is one way of equipping the student leaders of Arellano University. Just to continue, sa lahat ng advisors dito, sa mga officers dito, how do you increase your coaching and mentoring frequency? By the way, sa mga presidents dito, sa mga officers, you can still be a coach. Yan, to your fellow officers, kami mga advisors, kami mga student affairs practitioners, of course, we coach and we mentor. How do you increase your coaching and mentoring frequency? Is it scheduled? Weekly, quarterly, annual discussion before you come up with your development plan? So paano mo ini-increase yung coaching and mentoring style mo or frequency? Or instant, the moment that event happens, oh wait lang, may problema yata tayo dito sa webinar. Oh, I just got a call from yesterday about some feedback from our advisor. Great job. Great job sa multimedia club ng Arellano University. This is a great activity. Great job sa lahat ng hosts, sa tatlong great hosts natin ngayon. So that's a frequency wherein an instant. Or by demand. It's a two-way process. So Charles, Emil, or Jerome, can you please call or your co-officers and mag-schedule tayo and they have a one-on-one meeting with you? Sa lahat ng student leaders na nandito ngayon, how do you increase your coaching and mentoring frequency? Is it scheduled? Is it instant? Or by demand? Whatever frequency that you use, it depends how applicable this kind of strategy. Kung pwede naman schedule, pwedeng instant, or by demand. Depending on the situation, yan. Yes, pwede siyang both schedule and by demand. So walang problema dyan. You can mix the frequencies. Okay, or depende sa situation ng organizations niyo. So, nang makalumang panahon, makaluma talaga, siguro mga panahon namin na bilang, actually wala naman siyang mga training, wala talaga siyang mga leadership training. And siguro for the last 10 years, nag-improve talaga yung student affairs. Nag-improve talaga yung mga eskwelahan, katulad ng AU, in terms of giving and enhancing the leadership skills of its student leaders. Nang unang panahon, yan, how do we give feedback? O ano yung klase ng proseso ng pagbibigay ng feedback? It's only two persons involved, the mentor and the mentee. The mentee will ask the mentor, Sir, ma'am, how did you find my presentation? Sir, ma'am, how did you find our organization? So the mentor, during the time, will just give advice and give feedback. That's only a two-way process lang. But ngayon, in your generation, so for the last 10 minutes, as we continue to improve, kasi napakalaki talaga ng tulong ng pagbibigay ng feedback. Okay? Especially mga constructive criticism, it really aims for us to improve and be the best. Okay? So ngayon, talaga ang ganda na ng proseso, 360 na siya. You receive feedback from the org advisors, you receive feedback from student affairs practitioners, from your advisor, from the members, from the mentee, from the mentor, and other officers. And you know what's the benefit of having 360 feedback? Mas lumalawak yung perspective mo. And ang dami mong options or choices, you can choose what's the best. Hindi yung galing na kay mentor, ipapasa kay mentee. In our generation of student leadership, we have to practice the 360-degree of feedback process. This is more beneficial inside the organization. Okay? So, how do we increase feedback through technology? Ayan, no? Ang pagbibigay ng feedback ngayon, guys, sa mga advisors, fellow advisors who are here, hindi naman siya kailangan maging 1-hour formal session. You don't need to go into Zoom meeting just to give your feedback. Ang pagbibigay ng feedback, it can be as casual as few chats and messages. Lalo ngayon, nasa online platform tayo. Kung pa-practicing mo yung frequency mo in an instant, okay, so you can chat that person, the officers, or what are the things that you can improve, what are the successes, di ba? So it can be as casual as a few chats and messages. And it doesn't need to be verbally expressed all the time. One of the changes brought by the pandemic is hindi mo na kailangan personally ma-meet kasi nga we're not allowed yet. So hindi mo kailangan siya verbally express. Yung lalo ngayon, for example, sa social media, sa Facebook, when they post, di ba, a PubMat or meron silang PubMats, di ba, nilalike natin or nilalove natin. So different expressions can mean something. Okay, so giving feedback doesn't need to be verbally expressed all the time. Some of the changes brought by the pandemic. I hope you learned something today and you still have the energy for the next minutes of my talk. Sorry, wala tayong interaction sa mga audience. Okay, number 3. So kung meron kang psychological safety, you improve your feedback frequency. The number 3 is the most important one. Student leaders of Arellano University, embrace your critical role. Being student leaders of your organization, the Multimedia Club, how did you embrace your critical role when we received the bad news, maybe the bad news in our lifetime, na meron tayong lockdown last year, and we continue having lockdowns. Wala pa tayo sa sabi nating nawala yung book, we were distracted, our lifestyle, until now we were anxious. Some of us, unfortunately, are still depressed. So how did you embrace your critical role as a student, as a daughter, as a son, as a student leader especially? Paano ba natin siya i-embrace? In times of isolation, embrace your critical role to help your organization socialize and expand their network. Yes, we experienced isolation. We were isolated. Siguro karamihan sa atin, first time na talaga maging close sa mga kapatid. First time maging close kay mama, kay papa, kay daddy, kay tatay, kay nanay. Siguro hindi natin gano'ng kilala yung mga pamilya natin mismo. Diba? Even we miss our friends. And I think this time of isolation, we have to embrace our role. Kung ano mang position ka meron in a personal level, inside the university, in a personal life. Meron isang I really want to share this test. This is a rat park addiction study. Hindi ako gumawa nito. This is an old experiment being done by the scientists. Rat park addiction study. What they did is parang they put a lot of, sabihin natin there are 10 rats. Tapos nilagay nila sa isang cage. So isolated siya. Tapos what they put morphine. So alam naman natin yung morphine is really a dangerous drugs, illegal drugs. So from 24 hours, ito lang kinakain ng rats. Siguro kung there are 10 rats, ginawa ng mga scientists. From morning till lunch, till dinner. So what happened? Basically, the rats became addicted to morphine. Diba? Siyempre, ayun yung they were isolated by the scientists. And yung mismong morphine ang inyong kinukonsume na ng katawan mo. If we will try to interpret in our daily lives during this 12-month of pandemic, yung morphine na yan might be the people, the feelings, the job, the food, or the thoughts. Diba? Anong klaseng how did we respond as a person in this kind of pandemic? Paano ba natin sinagot? Paano ba tayo nag-react sa ganitong klase? Did we act positively? Did we act negatively? Or tayo naging best version ng sarili natin? Yung negative feelings natin, we became anxious, we became lagi tayong malungkot, di ba? Yung feelings natin toward other people, it might be a morphine. And siguro sa job, kaya bilang mga students, how did you study well? Ay, sabi nga ni Jerome kanina, I was able to maintain my grades. So that's a good thing to hear. Ay iba, na habang nag-online class, natutulog pala. Di ba? Habang nag-online class, ang teacher talaga busy siya naman. Naka-off cam kasi iba pala yung attention. It might be a morphine, new bad habits continue to emerge in our lives, or the food that we eat during the pandemic, unhealthy food. Kasi nga, mahilig tayo mag-Netflix. So, ang sarap mag-Netflix habang kumakain ng junk food. Di ba? And of course, the most important na may maaaring makonsider natin as morphine, yung mga negative thoughts din natin. Di ba? Kanina sa unang part ng presentation ko, I asked you, how are you these days? So, I hope nandun na tayo sa estado na we can get through with all these challenges. Nandun na tayo sa level na everyone is optimistic, and I think this kind of activity can lead us to overcome yung sinasabi nga nating uncertainties. Okay? So some of the morphines na hindi natin napapansin, morphine pala siya. Okay? So, merong ginawa na may mga scientists. So later on, some rats cages were added with more rats. Okay? So inalis nila, for example, may 5 rats, tinanggal nila sa isolation area na may morphine pa rin. So what they did, the scientists created the playground. So they called it the rat park. And the remaining rats were left in the same isolation with morphine. So right now, there are 2 groups of rats. Okay? The other group remain in the morphine. Okay? Isang grupo naman, naglagay lang sila, may morphine pa rin. Pero naglagay sila ng mga playa, mga balls. Wherein these rats are now playing with the toys. Sir, ano ibig sabihin nun? Sir, what do you mean and why are you sharing this kind of experiment? What happened to the rats left in isolation with morphine? Unfortunately, they couldn't get out of the same routine. Morning, afternoon, evening, they consume morphine and they couldn't get out of the same routine. How about the rats in the rat park? So what happened? Eventually, they ignored the morphine because there were too many things to get busy with. In a simple explanation, are we in the type of person who couldn't get out of the same routine? Or are we the student leaders na ini-ignore na natin yung mga negativities, ini-ignore na natin yung mga hindi mag-i-improve para sa sarili natin, and we were so busy with productive things? Kaya I really congratulate the Multimedia Club for conducting this kind of webinar, because this is really a good example that all the student leaders of Multimedia Club of Arellano University, they're really busy doing a lot of great things. Hopefully, sa mga student leaders na nandun pa sa ganung klaseng can get out of the routine, the same routine, hopefully you can get through all of those challenges and be with these student leaders of Multimedia Club, being so active, conducting this kind of service to their fellow members, to the whole Multimedia Club that will benefit the whole Arellano University. So I really want to congratulate the Multimedia Club of Arellano University. So guys, kami sa Philippine Association of Campus Student Advisors, ito mapapansin niyo, I really want to share with you kasi para at least yung sinasabi ko ditong talks, hindi lang siya theory. But I really want to give exact examples of what we did together with some of the student leaders of Arellano University, of course, si Neri, the chair of the student leaders of Philippine Association of Campus Student Advisors, the National Capital Region, taga Arellano University siya. And syempre kasama ko rin si Sir Sherwin Punla, na chairman namin sa PACSA National Capital Region. Because of this great student leader and campus advisors, the National Capital Region of PACSA was able to come up with the best webinar series. Imagine nyo guys, May, nasa peak pa tayo ng pandemic. I think sinasabi ko sa inyo, PACSA is a different, the kind of rats, the kinds of people na very busy conducting a lot of productive things for our members. Imagine nyo, May 15, just to give you exact information, May 15, May 29, June 12, June 26. We were able to conduct 4 webinar series. First, thoughts and perspective on how student affairs face the pandemic. Then second, we invited student leaders in action. Then we also conducted Research Essentials, a webinar, and transitioning to asynchronous learning. So nasa peak tayo ng pandemic niyan. And together with our team, led by Sir Sherwin Punla, we were able to come up with a step up. We were able to conduct this last November 28, 2020, the first online conference of the Philippine Association of Campus Student Advisors. So step up, synergy of triumphs, and exuding perseverance in unlocking possibilities. So our fellow PACSANs from different universities around the country attended this annual convention. Kasi nga, nalimitahan tayo. So anong dapat natin gawin? We have to be more innovative. We have to be more creative. So very thankful kami because merong dugong chiefs from Arellano University ang tumulong. Of course, si Neri and si Sir Sherwin Punla. So we were able to invite the best speakers in different fields. So together with our team, yan, of course, nandiyan si Tito Boy Abunda, Sir Edith Mendoza, Sir Alvin Barcelona, Dr. Renz Ginto, and Sir Pocholo Gonzalez, some of the speakers during the PACSAN Step Up last November. And this activity, we also had a rerun because of the demand and request of our fellow PACSANs. We were able to have a rerun of this convention last the whole month of February. So very thankful kami for all the supports being given by all the PACSA. And of course, Arellano University is one of the most active schools or universities of PACSA. So guys, siguro in the last 10 minutes of my talk, I really want to, with all the concepts and all the examples I have showed, I really want to give these 10 key qualities of exceptional leader in the micro level inside the organization. So maaari natin itong magamit and maybe we can review, assess our performance as leaders of our respective organizations. And of course, inside the multimedia club. The first quality talaga na-observe ko na in all the successful organization, the first one is student leader, great leaders, they think for the future, they learn from the past and act now. Great leaders reflect on the past events to plan for the future. So yung mga assertive and active student leaders talagang iniisip nila, ngayon guys, we were disrupted in the middle of, sabihin natin, school year 1920. How did you plan for that? Ngayon, nasa school year 2021 na tayo at malapit na matapos yung school year. So as one of the key qualities is we think, we learn from the past, and right now, we offer positive solutions. Tandaan natin yan, so as student leaders. Number 2, you have to influence others to participate. Guys, mas madali natin ma-reach out yung ating mga members at yung mga students ng Arellano University because we are right now in the online platform. We don't need to go to the classroom, we don't need to go to the university, but we can reach them out through the social media. Leaders welcome participation and input from others and encourage members to participate. Ito lagi kong advice sa mga student organization. If you focus on your student officers, wala naman problema. But do not forget to give emphasis and importance to your members. Because the members are the next set of officers of your organization. Number 3, a great leader able to deal with and overcome failures, mishaps, and mistakes. Right now, maybe we feel na parang nag-fail na yata ako . There are a lot of problems, there are a lot of mistakes I committed. No, we have to deal. We have to overcome those mistakes. And I think this is a great opportunity na para makorek mo yung mistakes na kasi lahat naman tayo magkakamali. A good leader does not get anger at others or in self-doubt when things do not go as planned. This time around, guys, this is an opportunity for us to understand and we have to continue helping one another. We have to uplift one another inside our organization, in our school, in our respective communities. Hindi to panahon para magsisihan. Hindi to panahon para sabihin ikaw ang magaling, ikaw ang tama. Hindi to panahon para sabihin mong mali yung ginawa ng co-officer mo. Ito ang panahon para magkaunawaan. Ito ang panahon para magtulungan. Okay? Because we are being challenged, but definitely we can overcome this challenge. Number 4, key quality. A great leader is always a smart goal planner. Remember to align group goals with real results in mind. So alam naman natin yung SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, real, and time-bound. Diba? Realistic and time-bound. Number 5, push oneself to learn more, work harder, and compete for the greater good. Guys, itong online setup natin ngayon, this is a great opportunity para mas matuto tayo. For the last 12 months, ano bang skills ang natutunan mo? Bagong skills ang natutunan mo. Diba? Natuto ka bang video editing? Natuto ka bang mag-Photoshop? Natuto ka bang mag-drive? Natuto ka bang magluto? Natuto ka ba, di ba? And we always think, whatever we do, it is for the greater good. Seek the challenge and responsibility to grasp responsibility for oneself. Do not quit. Pag student leader ka, wala yung ganong klaseng mindset mo. You have to overcome and you do everything for greater good. Number 6, delegate to all members. Yung parang related to sa number 2. So the importance to spread the workload must be realized because one person cannot do it alone. Siguro reminder to sa mga student leaders who take all the responsibilities. Guys, you have a lot of members. Inside the organization, aside from the officers, there are members. Members also have potential, talent, skills. And these members might help you. Okay? So delegation is one of the most effective strategies para hindi ka ma-burn out, para hindi ka mag-quit. Diba? And kapag nasa president level ka, the best thing that you can do is delegate the task while supervising, while coaching, while mentoring your co-officers. Number 7, open to working with all channels. One of the best benefits of being a student leader is you were able to work with a lot of people inside the university. You were able to build best relationship, you work with alternative channels. And you might be surprised, when you go out of the school, already graduated, these people will help you succeed in life. Kaya do not, ito guys sa advice, do not burn any bridges. Okay? Sa lahat ng student leaders na nakikinig ngayon, do not burn any bridges because that person might be your boss in the future. So better build strong relationship, better be with the right people who can help you in life. Number 8, listen before speaking. So sa lahat ng nakikinig dito, maaring mahaba yung talks, pero who are really attentively listening to this talk, thank you very much. Because listening before responding increases group rapport and opens the door for learning. Another great characteristics of a leader. Leader listens. Number 9, continually ask question. Curiosity and inquisitiveness are key to learning and developing as a leader. So, okay mag-isip na baka ma-offend ko to or I would have a naive question ideas. As leaders, you have to continually ask questions. And the last key quality na nakita ko talaga for many years, know the rules. Pag leader ka, you know the rules. When you're a role that is guided by restrictions and policies, it is vital to make yourself aware of them. Diba? Pag student leaders ka, may orientation. What are your responsibilities? What are the things that you can do? What are the things that you can't do? So pag leader ka, the first thing that you have to do is to know the rules. These are the 10 key qualities of exceptional officers or student leaders. So guys, we are still social creators. Always remember, our success is dependent not only on what we eat or breathe, but the things we surround ourselves. So you might want to choose the person or the people you really want to be with. Okay? Alalahanin niyo yan. Because not all our friends, di ba, would help us succeed in life. So sabi nga ng mga experts, you are an average of 5 persons you're always with. So isipin mabuti yung mga kaibigan mo. So kung may kaibigan kang matalino, may kaibigan kang responsible, may kaibigan kang loyal, may kaibigan kang mabuting anak, may kaibigan kang ganito, you are an average of the 5 persons you're always with. So alam niyo na yung contrast doon, di ba? Sa mga nakikinig ngayon. So I hope you learned something today, guys, and this is the last advice I can really give to all the chiefs of Arellano University. Pressure is a privilege, according to Bill Jean King. So maaaring mga officers ng Multimedia Club felt pressure na bakit natin kailangan gumawa ng webinar? You know, guys, pressure is a privilege because that person who's pressuring you is trusting you. That person is believing in you. That person knows your potential. Kung sino may mga tao niya, maaaring your parents or advisor, your co-officers. Diba? In a simple explanation, in a building, yung water nasa ilalim, hindi naman siya makakapunta sa second floor, third floor, fifth, until sa pinakamataas na floor kung walang pressure. Always remember, according to Billie Jean King, pressure is a privilege. Okay? So that's our activity for Saturday. And that's my organization. Guys, meron lang akong kwento sa inyo. I really want to end this talk with a story. Ito, hindi ko picture yan ha. Nakuha ko lang yan because araw-araw, di ba? The sun sets. Pero again, another day will come. That's another opportunity for everyone. So, kaya maglala, kung matatapos yung araw na to, tomorrow, there's another sun rises. I really want to end this talk with a story of an eagle and a turkey. Alam naman natin, biologically, ang eagle talaga, di ba? With an eagle's eye, tapos they can really soar high. Kapag may bagyo, the eagle really avoid those stormy clouds, tapos they fly over those stormy clouds. So kaya niyang lagpasan yung mismong bagyo. But the turkeys, definitely, kontra siya. The turkeys are, of course, birds sila, pero hindi sila makakalipad talaga. So one day, guys, sabi ng turkey, Eagle, pwede mo ba akong turuan? Can you please teach me how to fly? Just like what you're doing for many years. So sabi ni Eagle, medyo mahirap lang to pero kung talagang porsigido ka and committed ka, I can definitely teach you how to fly. So sa isang araw, they really exerted effort, talagang nagpagod talaga sa turkey. So sa isang araw, hindi pa siya gano'ng makalipad. The second day, medyo umaangat-angat na. Tapos siguro umabot sila ng isang buwan. And the last day, nagulat yung mismong eagle because the turkey can also fly the same height that an eagle can do. So wow, nag-paid off yung pagtuturo ni eagle. At tuwang-tuwa naman sa turkey, sabi ni turkey, wow, ganito pala kasarap lumipad. Dapat pala matagal na ako sa'yo nagpaturo. Okay? Pero, yung mga turkey na nasa ilalim, yung mga turkey na hindi nakakalipad, tinutukso was teasing, the turkey was now already knew how to fly. Oh, nakakatawa naman to, turkey ka, tapos lumilipad ka. Di ba? O anong gagawin mo? Eh, hindi naman tayo talaga lumilipad. So may mga tao talaga na super negative. Pero sabi ni Eagle, I think that's a new skill. That's a new skill na talagang pinagpaguran mo. You were able to acquire this new skill. And you have to enhance the skill. Kasi among the flocks of the turkey, isang turkey lang ang pwedeng, siya lang ang nakakalipad. Because the eagle really spent time to teach the turkey how to fly. Di ba? Ang ganda. Pero may mga negativity sa ilalim. Nang isang araw, sabi ni Turkey, okay, pagod na ako, medyo kailangan ko nang umuwi, baka hanapin pa ako ng nanay ko, sabi ng Turkey. Sabi ni Eagle, sige, siguro we'll see each other again tomorrow. Pero, ang twist dito, yung Turkey habang pauwi, instead of flying, again, the Turkey walked. Umuwi siya na naglalakad. In that case, nawala yung skills niya sa paglipad. Sir Marlon, ano po ibig sabihin yun? You know guys, whatever training, developmental training, that Multimedia Club and the whole Arellano University might be given to you in the field of student leadership, and you won't use it properly, mawawala rin yun. It's up to us. The given opportunity, the given time being exerted, the potential, the skills, the talents that you really want to enhance, nasa inyo yan, guys. Sa lahat na nakikinig ngayon, whatever in any fields, in any fields, you are a student, inside the home, ano bang opportunity meron tayo? Once hindi natin siya pinalawak, hindi natin siya dinevelop, in-enhance, mawawala rin yung skills na yun. Just like the turkey. And I hope this afternoon, guys, I was able to impart some information, new updates, and I was able to give you some inputs to level up your leadership skills. Guys, Chiefs of Arellano University, always remember this one. Always remember, you have to expect miracle because you are one. Be the bearer of light, and of course, for greater good. Right now, currently, I'm now passing the torch on you guys. Share your gifts. Share your talents. For that, to God be the glory. Maraming salamat for the opportunity. I really enjoy this webinar. Thank you very much, Arellano University.
There you have it, Chiefs. Let's give our guest speaker, Professor Marlon Maglipas, a virtual round of applause. I hope marami kayong nakuwang aral and inspiration. And with that, Ate Emil, marami ka bang natutunan sa talk natin today?
Alam mo, Jerome, habang nagtutalk ang ating guest na si Professor Marlon Maglipas, ay napakarami ko na talagang ma-list down ng mga ideas and inspirational message from him. Pero to sum up everything na lang, dun sa first part ng ating talk, ang pinaka nakakatandaan ko doon is leaders are now expected to equip the heart too. So, syempre ngayon sa panahon ng pandemic, talaga namang napaka-importante talaga na dapat naiintindihan din natin yung kalagayan ng isa't isa by showing kindness and being compassionate at the same time. Kasi sino-sino pa ba ang magtutulungan, di ba? Hindi tayo-tayo lang naman. Ikaw ba, Charles, ano bang natutunan mo sa talk na ating
Thank you, Ate Emil. Ako talaga sa lahat ng seminars na dinadalahan ko, ito talaga yung pinaka-paborito ko, yung mga leadership seminars. Kasi yung mga lessons na natutunan natin dito ay yung mga kailangan talaga natin sa buhay. Marami akong natutunan ngayong araw na magagamit ko talaga sa mga natitirang buwan ko pa bilang student council president. Tapos isa sa pinaka nag-reflect talaga ako is yung build psychological safety. Kasi naniniwala ako that good mindset results good action. Yun lang. Thank you. Ikaw, Jerome.
Ako naman, dun sa different psychological safety. Ako kasi as a youth advocate and part of several non-government organization, napagdaanan ko yung mga zones na na-discuss ni Sir Marlon. The pandemic became the reason for me to reach the learning zone where I became more open-minded and made me more engaged. Because of that, hindi naputol ang passion ko for creating differences among my fellows, and I was able to continue my advocacy in the middle of public health crisis. And I also found a new passion, and that is continuous learning and development. Yon.
Thank you, Jerome. With that, mag-shoutout muna ulit tayo sa ating mga audience. Nandiyan pa ba kayo, guys? Yan, ang daming nagti-thank you kay Sir dito sa ating chat box kasi talaga namang very inspirational and motivational yung kanyang naging talk.
Alam mo, tama ka dyan, Charles. For sure, marami ring natutunan talaga ang ating mga chiefs. Kaya, ano pang hinihintay nyo? I-share nyo na yan with our official hashtags, hashtag 1Araliano, hashtag Taga-Araliano, hashtag AU83rd Foundation Week, and win amazing prizes. Kung ano yung mga natutunan ng ating chiefs.
Ang dami talaga nating natutunan sa araw nito. Siyempre, hindi natin yan matututunan kung wala ang ating butihing guest speaker, Prof. Marlon Maglipas. Thank you po. And beyond that, gusto ko po namin pasalamatan with our certificate of appreciation.
Yes. Arellano University, Manila, and Arellano University Multimedia Club presents this certificate of appreciation to Professor Marlon O. Maglipas for imparting his invaluable insights and inspiration to the students of Arellano University during the webinar entitled AU Leadership Amidst the Pandemic, given this 15th day of March 2021 at Arellano University, Manila during the AU 83rd Foundation Week Virtual Celebration 2021 with the theme Empowering the Chiefs, Creativity, Talents, and Grit Amidst These Trying Times. Signed by Mr. John Jesus and Manuel, the advisor of AU Multimedia Club, Digital Marketing, Ms. Selena Caico, Corporate Communications, Ms. Angelica Caico, and Assistant to the Vice President Marketing, Ms. Abigail H. Caico. Thank you, Prof. Marlon Maglipas, for that inspirational and motivational talk.
Thank you po.
Maraming salamat
Thank
din
you
po.
po.
Thank you, sir.
Jerome,
Thank you po, sir.
Neil and Charles, thank you. Ang galing nyo mag-host. Congratulations.
Thank you po. Thank you po. Ayun naman, for sure, ready na din kayong malaman kung sino ang mga nanalo sa ating katanungan kanina na why should students enroll at Arellano University? So here are the winners. Charles, pwede mo ba sa amin sabihin kung sino ang ating winners?
Okay, meron tayong tatlong winners for our first question. Here's the first one. I'll read her comment. As I entered Arellano University, they welcomed me with wide open arms. Also, Arellano University gave us the education we deserve. She is a proud chief. She is none other than Chelsea Diane or Diane Fortis. Another one is from Mendoza Genevieve. She said, Arellano University is such a great opportunity for me to open another journey of my life kasi mas na-enjoy ko ang pakikinig sa mga teachers dito at sipag magturo, especially may care sa mga students. And the last one is from Fernando Richard Lawrence. For me, students should enroll here in AU because AU gives opportunities to those students who are willing to learn, and AU is willing to help to enhance our talents that we can use on our future. Tama naman talaga yung mga comments nila. So, kitang-kita naman sa mga comments kung bakit din dapat mag-Arellano University tayo mag-enroll.
Tama ka dyan, Charles. If you want more of these motivational seminars, then what are you waiting for? Enroll na sa Arellano University.
Speaking of enrollment, Jerome, calling all junior high students in grade 7 to 10 and graduating grade 6 elementary school students starting school year 2021 to 2022. For as low as 700 pesos per month, pwede ka na mag-enroll at mag-aral sa Arellano University. Open to for all students from the public and private schools and our very own chiefs. Just enroll and we'll take care of it.
Imagine no down payment required. You only pay 700 pesos starting on the first month of the first start of the school year up to the 10th month when school year ends and nothing more. This applies from grade 7 up to grade 10.
Speaking of school, Charles, syempre tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang programa nating free tuition fees sa lahat ng ating mga senior high school students in grades 11 and 12 coming from public and private schools. 700 pesos per month for 10 months o isang buong school year sa junior high mo tapos libre ka pa sa senior high.
But wait, paano naman kung gusto kong mag-AU all the way? Can I enroll as early as now from grade 7 to grade 12?
Alam mo, Charles, if you do that, we have a special surprise for you. Kung mag-lock in kayo sa amin from grade 7 to grade 12, it will only cost the student 470 a month instead of 700 pesos and nothing more to pay. Also, no down payment will be required. You just pay 470 pesos starting the month of the opening of school up to the month of the closing of school, which is 10 months for each school year. You continue doing this while in your junior high school up to your graduation in grade 12 in senior high school.
Ganon? Wow, afford na afford hindi at makakagraduate ka dito sa Arellano University under an accredited DepEd high school program with the help of our online Pegasus learning management system sa lahat ng level from preschool, junior high school, senior high school at dream course mo sa college at graduate school kung gusto mo namang mag-level up ang career mo. Kaya naman, we would like to offer 60% discount from the total fees in all graduate school programs para sa lahat ng mga public school teachers.
Wow, iba talaga sa Arellano. Lahat tayo ay panalo.
Tama ka dyan, Jerome. Bukod sa mga pa-freebies ng Arellano University, hindi nagtatapos ang kasiyahan dahil marami pang kaabang-abang na kaganapan tulad na lamang ng elementary poster making competition, comedy talent show virtual contest for senior high school and college students, and ang ating pinakaabangang Mr. and Miss Arellano 2021. At actually, marami pa tayong webinars for junior high school, senior high school, and college Arellano University students.
Ayan naman, nako, exciting talaga. Kaya naman, Chiefs, abangan ng mga susunod nating events. Just follow and visit our official Facebook account, Arellano Multimedia Club, and our Instagram account, which is at Arellano Multimedia Club, and our YouTube account, Arellano University Official, para updated ka.
Ayun naman pala. Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Tara na sa Arellano University.
Oo nga pala, Charles at Jerome. Kailangan na nating magpaalam sa ating mga chiefs.
Yes, kita naman talaga na marami talaga tayong natutunan para sa araw na ito. With that, on behalf of the Arellano University Multimedia Club, we thank you all for joining us today.
Before we end this webinar, we would also like to remind you guys that we have our post-evaluation form that is pinned on this FB Live. This is open from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. To all our dearest participants, your e-certificates will be given 3 to 5 days from now and will be sent through your email.
Jerome?
Ayun lang, Chiefs, hanggang sa susunod nating pagkikita. Ako muli si Jerome Bustarga, grade 11 student mula sa Jose Abad Santos Campus.
And I'm Emil May Herman, second-year college student from Arellano University, Jose Abad Santos Campus.
And I am Charles Dean de Alcazar, grade 12 student from Arellano University, Plaridel Campus.
Until next time, Chiefs.
Happy 83rd Foundation Week.
Thank you and keep safe.